Hello, and welcome back to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. I'm Rosa.
And I'm still sharing.
We thank each and every one of you all for joining us for another episode of Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. We wouldn't even be able to do this if it wasn't for you all. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, for all your support.
Yes. So, and thank you all for your comments. Last week's video, we had a lot of good comments, and we thank you all for that. Before we get into today's topic, y'all know it's shout out time.
Yes.
So if this is your first time checking in with Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa, we have to do shout outs before we do the topic.
Yes.
So just so you know, but welcome. So today's shout out goes to Gail D. Thank you, Gail, for your comments. Thank you for just being a subscriber to our channel. We appreciate you in every way. Also, Portia D, which I haven't heard from you in a while. I know at the beginning you were hitting us up with some comments, but
Yeah. Where you been,
hit us
Portia?
back just to let me know that you're still there. We appreciate you too.
Portia, are you still there? Are
but
you
not
still there?
least is Claudette C. Thank you, Claudette. We appreciate you. It's been a while as well, but yeah, hit us up just to let us know you're still there. Because I'm keeping an eye out on you all, just so you know, because I know I haven't heard from you in a minute.
Yeah.
So, but yes, and thank everyone, like I said earlier. Before we get into today's topic, do you have any announcements?
Well, the usual, which is I want to thank you. We want to thank you for supporting the Sherry Shepherd Show. Looks like she's doing pretty good in the ratings, and we thank you. We love her, and she's a wonderful person, great entertainer. So thank you for supporting our girl.
Yes.
And keep doing it.
Yes. We do appreciate you all, helping with the Sherry Shepherd Show.
Yes.
And the last announcement is Sharyn is going back into comedy.
Oh, y'all know that. Oh, we got
So
a show.
if you're in the LA area on November 4th, she will be performing in is it North Hollywood?
Yeah.
North Hollywood. So
At the Comedy Chateau.
Yeah, I'll put that information. Make sure you all get that information just in case, even if you're in town or visiting, whatever the case may be. We would love for you all to show up and show out.
Yeah, I'm going to
Because
be
it's
about like one of 7 comics there, and it's
Yeah.
put together by the very funny, the hilarious Kathy Lewis. And
Yes,
yeah,
thank you,
so,
Kathy.
Yeah, so we'll be there, and remember, you're looking for Sharon Cartier. That's me.
That's her stage
That's my
name.
stage
So don't
name.
come in here asking for Sharyn Williams because nobody gonna know her. No,
Right.
just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, so
But yes, November 4th. Save the date, and like I said, I'll put it in there, and we'll announce it again next week, just in case.
yeah.
All right.
All right, let's rock and
So
roll.
today's topic is
Drum roll, please.
dating a coworker.
Ooh.
Now, for those who out there dating a coworker, know where we getting ready to go. If you've never dated a coworker, it's probably a good thing. But you let us know at the end of the show.
Right. And we, and I know people be wondering, like, where do we get these topics? But really, we talk about so many things, and sometimes, it's just a sentence or a paragraph or, hey, baby, you remember the time, blah, 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 and I can remember the time, and it goes into some wonderful dialogue, and I'm saying, that's a good conversation. And that's how we
And
come up with it.
there's a lot of folks dating each other at my job. So that's why I'm just saying.
Yeah, So that's our topic today.
Yeah.
Dating a coworker, and with that, like we both have our experiences and our opinions about it, and our, girl, never again. Well, we married now. That's a different thing. So if she's dating a coworker, I better not find out about it. 'Cause next
I
time,
never dated anyone where I work. I never dated anyone where I work.
I think that's probably good for you. That's good that you
Yes.
didn't, but.
Well, I don't personally like to fraternize with, like.
It might not even be fraternizing, but it's just, just
It
connecting.
can be, but for me, it's hard because it's like, then I have to see you all day. or not, or we got to ride in together, or if we break up, it's just drama at the work.
Oh,
Like, it's just too much for me.
oh, now I gotta go
I can't
to the other
separate.
side of the building, get some
Yeah.
water because I don't want to see you.
I don't want to have to do the separation thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to, even if it's working. I don't want to have to be at work and pretend like we're not dating, or or whatever the case may be, or be at work and not pretend. Like,
And it don't have to be super heavy stuff. It's not like it was a marriage proposal. Just somebody that you went out with. And let's say you went out 2 or 3 dates and like, but
it
now
didn't
you
work
still
out,
got to
yeah.
deal with the aftermath because you went out with this monkey 2 or 3 times, and then she looking at you like, was I not the one? No, you wasn't. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
Go
but
back up to HR.
I must say, before we get into the real nilly dilly of the conversation, when I was out there dating on the dating apps, there were a couple of people that hit me up that was affiliated with my job, and one of them was a student. I mean, she was an older student, but she was a student. I'm like,
Oh, no.
it's not gonna happen. I don't care how good looking you are.
Right, right.
Do you have a mama?
Wait a minute, wait.
So I'm saying,
Excuse us for rubbing because the mosquitoes are winning again.
yeah.
Right.
It's just that time of year for them.
I know,
They
but
just-
it's been incredibly explosive here in San Diego. It's worse than it normally is.
Yeah.
Because usually they don't even bite me. You know what I mean? But honey, they've been declaring Thanksgiving on my ass.
I know that's right. But back to the topic at hand.
Boom.
Yeah, I just didn't want to have to just go there. To me, it's just too close to home, and I can't do it. I just cannot. I don't care how fine you are. Somebody would have to leave if we was gonna be working or doing something together, because it's just not gonna happen.
I hear you. Well,
What about
I
you?
can't-
You dated somebody at work?
I have more than once, more than twice, maybe 3 times. I'm gonna tell you.
Maybe 4.
Look,
We don't know.
look, the places I've been, the people I've seen, I've done a thing or two, right? I've been there, done that. But and telling the truth, well, it's more prevalent than we think it is. Usually the larger the company, chances are that someone's dating each other. They did take a survey like in the last 4 years, trying to get some real data on it, and it said here's the numbers, anywhere between 23 and 40% of the workforce have experienced dating a coworker sometime in their career. Like, you might not be doing it now, you ain't gonna do it in the future, but you have done it.
Right.
You have done it
Or if
somewhere.
you haven't done it, you might do it in the future.
Right, somewhere it's going to get you.
Yeah.
And so our question to you for the purpose of today's discussion is, have you ever dated a coworker? 1. 2, was it successful? Meaning you have no regrets about doing that.
Right.
All right? And if you've been there, done that, and everything's cool and bought a T-shirt for it, would you consider doing it again?
Right. Well, I have people who actually have dated at my place of employment and now are married. So.
Oh yes, I think that's a success.
Yeah, exactly. So it's working out for some people.
Yeah. So here it is. It has to start somewhere. We're, again, we get information from so many places, and some things that you've already, that empirical data that you have experienced yourself and sharing with us. Well, they're saying that if you are dating someone at work, there should be some, if you will, not guidelines, but some things
protocols in place.
It should be some things you need to be mindful of.
Yeah.
Now, some people might just say, don't do it.
Well, in certain places you aren't.
You aren't, right. They
I mean,
they really go out their way to encourage you not to.
yeah, HR, they let us know, but at the same time, people do it all the time. I know when I was in college, that's where I actually met my children's father. So he worked there, and I was a student. So it happens. It definitely happens.
Right,
so.
right. It does.
And there you have it.
And again, it probably happens more often than we realize. I mean, who's out there, keeping count? But usually, so let's say you are. So as you're, thinking about this, as we're chatting this morning, i if it is happening and you are connected with someone romantically, and I'm talking to all my family and lesbian land
land.
and far beyond, there's some things, and it doesn't matter, straight, gay, trans, whoever you are. It's just people stuff. People who connect with each other in a romantic way at their workplace. So like I didn't meet her, Joanne until I start working at the Do Drop In Hotel. So I did drop in. So, but anyhow, so if you do that, they're suggesting that you do have some, if you will, some do's and some don'ts.
Right.
If you're just dating, and it's not against company policy. It's okay to date one another, and it's not anyone's business but the two of you. And they were saying if you are dating, keep it your business. Make it your business. Everyone, you don't have
People
to.
do know, because there's always some nosy person like, how come they always going to lunch, or how come she comes over here to bring her lunch, or how
Right.
come, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody's going to know something.
Oh, sure, but it's not like you're trying to make it the world's best kept secret, which wound
Right.
up being the world's worst kept secret.
Right.
But they were just saying if you're just dating and it's new and everything, you don't have to run down to HR and put out a special email. I'm seeing Sonia. No, it's your business. It's Sonia's business, and especially if it doesn't even work out.
Right.
But they were saying if you start to have a serious relationship,
Like packing up the U-Haul. Y'all know how we
well,
do.
you know what we do. Yeah. After 5 weeks, you need to move with me. So, if it gets that far, out of courtesy, that you might want to share that with your supervisor, because it may, if it impacts the other workload and the group, if you will, if it impacts the group, like it's best that maybe we'll separate you.
Right.
You
See,
know,
I think you should personally tell HR, even if y'all date,
they do suggest that
because something could happen in the future, whether y'all not dating anymore.
Right.
Something
right.
go down and they need
You let it
to
be
know.
known.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I personally think if y'all go on a date out to Mickey D's or wherever y'all going to,
Yeah.
then you just need to let somebody know.
Right.
mean,
yeah. Okay. And that's
that's my personal
yeah. That's
opinion.
that's playing it safe. Also, but they say don't get serious until it gets serious. Everybody, no one needs to know that y'all went out twice.
Right.
That what I mean, because it's not like y'all got married and had 3.2 kids.
Right.
No, it was just hey, I had an extra ticket. We went to the baseball game together. Marriage was not discussed. We shared a hot dog. That's it.
Right.
Okay, keep it simple and keep it moving. But when things do go from 2 to 4 and 4 to 8, you know what I mean, you might want to tell somebody, because, like I say, because it works, it does impact the other members of the team.
Right.
Also, if you, there's usually, of course, there's a hierarchy at work. But one thing they do suggest, don't ever date the boss. Do not date your boss.
Right.
And for obvious reasons.
Right.
If you want to really mess up the morale within the team, let them think that you are dating, sleeping with, having special consideration from the boss. Right. Male, female, straight, gay, trans, floating, whoever you are and whatever your pronouns are. If you are in that situation, just be mindful. It's not the best thing to do.
Right.
Now, also, if things don't go well, see, and those are things you need to consider.
Then your boss is giving you the worst assignment.
Oh, you got jokes to that.
I'm just saying, like, if it doesn't go well and they mad, every grown person is not mature. So, you know what I'm saying?
Well said,
it could go
well said.
down any kind of way.
Right. But, and we're not, poo-pooing it and paint every scenario black. No, we're not. It's just the fact that we know human nature.
Right.
Things are good when they're good.
Right.
And when they're not, They're not.
And you find out who a person really is when it's not.
You know, they say you don't know your lover until you leave them.
Yep.
Right. So you know, considering those things, but those things that also you need to talk about before you guys are getting serious. You know, how we going to do this? Who needs to know about this? No one. And if he's got a wife, please do not date him. Now, okay, now everybody know how he date.
He or she got a wife. Y'all
Wait, right. How she dating Sonia? And Sonia got 3 kids and a wife.
Somebody know y'all dating and somebody know he's married. I'm
Right.
just saying.
See, and all that it gets
Right.
ugly real quick.
Right.
Real quick. So we needed to share all that out just to set up. So here it is. One of this a couple of I've been guilty a time or two with that. Worst case scenario. This happened to me. I was a much younger woman, right in the middle. I would say the bottom third of my career. You know, I was already flirting with retirement. You know, but met a wonderful woman many years ago. All right, so just go with me with the story. Okay, met wonderful woman, lovely, 5'9", the beautiful brown eyes, athletic. You know, nice person. Can tell a joke and receive one very well. We got along famously. One thing led to two. Next thing you know, we're more than buddies, and we're having a good time in San Diego.
Were you above rank?
Yes, I was, but not much.
Okay.
Yeah. I was senior to her. Again, military days. So, let me just edit as much as I can. So we got together. It was good. We had fun, and native Californian she is. So she showed me some things. I showed her some things. We got along well, and then as we met, the Navy separated us. Didn't see her for years. It's not like we were writing like miss you too, come back to San Diego. It wasn't even like that. It was just like, hey, I see you when I see you, and it had to have been at least 6, 7, let's say 8 years since I've seen her. Mm-hmm. Her career had went well, and so had mine. We ran into each other on a ship in the Navy in San Diego. I'm glad to see her and that she's looking well and doing well. She's glad to see me, but she's like, I really want to talk to you. Okay. What do you want to talk about? And we did, we really were glad to see one another. I think that was genuine. So she tells me, she said, well, I know you had some questions, but, I'm definitely straight now. And, I'm very happy. And I'm also a Christian. I said, well, praise the Lord. What do you want me to say? But there's more. She says, I'm engaged and he's on the ship. Okay, happy for you and him. There's more. He's my boss. He's my boss's boss. Okay? So I'm thinking, okay, does he know about your past activities? And she says, well, I think it's very important to him for me to let him know exactly who he's marrying. And I'm into Jesus now, so I just want him to know what was going on in my life, and I'd like to tell him about us. Terror struck my heart. Right,
My boss's boss.
Right. He's the second guy on the ship. So, and I'm thinking, I'm like, one of those. I had a Bill Clinton moment. Please don't do this. Don't do this, right? And I know she's sane and sober and nice and kind and now religious and, looking like Sister Patril and all. But I'm thinking, I said, what good could come from that? I said, sweetie, he does not need to know that. I said, and number two.
Now, he does need to know her past, but not with who.
Right,
you don't need to list people's names.
I said, but realize, I said, it's not just what, part of your life. I said, it now affects me. Because, he is in my chain of command up here. And I don't want him looking at me like if I make one false step, he might be like, put me on the exit door. You know what I mean? What happened to Chief Wims? Well.
Or just change your career. Just that.
Exactly. Nothing I can do is right with him. So not knowing, because I had not known him before. So for interest of time, she does go and tell him that she had relations with one of the women aboard. That'd be me. She said, but now this is what really did it. He sent for me. He wanted, no, I mean, this is not even funny. He sent for me. Wait a minute, I want to see you in my quarters.
Because he probably knew who you were, but didn't know who you were.
Right, he might have known what I was, but he didn't know who I was.
Because that does two things, though. It outs you.
Yes.
And
this is before don't ask us right. And how's he going to feel the fact that I, was, grooving with his soon-to-be missus?
Right.
He asked for me to come see him. I go to his office. I don't know what's going to come out this man's mouth. I don't know if my career's over. You know what I mean? So the angels were around me. You'd never know. You'd never guess what he wanted to tell me. He says, you and I have something in common. You have good taste in women. He's trying to make a joke. And I didn't think it was funny because I'm thinking, what the hell? Because I could just see my career going through the window, right?
I had it too.
Right. Again, this ain't even, don't ask to tell. This is, 80s, not 90s and 2000s. So make a long story short. So he confides in me, how much he loves this woman. And I said, well, she seems to think the world of you too, and I understand you guys are engaged, and that's wonderful. He says, well, you seem to have known her very well. Can you tell me anything that I can do to make her happy? Scooby-Doo. So I said, what? I had no idea what this man was going to say, right? And he just went on and just telling me that how much he loves her, and this will be his second marriage, and blah, 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 blah. And I was dumbfounded. Seldom am I without a word to say. I was mum. I was shocked, right? But we wound up, I found the words, and again, I expressed my happiness for the both of them, and and I said, look, it was long ago and far away. I was starting to say, she meant nothing to me. It was just nothing.
You should have been like, I'm straight now too, and I'm a Christian, because he could have put you out of it.
Right, yeah, like pull out my Bible and here's my rose.
We both did it a long time. We were younger.
Look, I did it, but I didn't enjoy it.
Exactly.
So
I would have just been backing up.
So he was being very humanistic, and he was being very sincere, because he wanted very much to start off on the right foot, realizing this woman's being honest with him about her past, even though it touched me. And I'm in an interesting situation because I want to be cool with him. I don't want him in my business, but he's already in my business. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we worked it out, and I wished him well. We had wonderful conversations about the world and life and everything. Not heavy conversations about them, but and I was just like, you are
Did
ready.
Did he invite you to dinner at this point?
Oh, I was invited. I was invited. I was invited to the wedding. I did not go. So, but it was just a lot going on at that time. And what I'm saying, it could have gone a whole different way.
Right.
Because what you're comfortable with doesn't mean I'm comfortable with the same thing. And she gave me no wiggle room. I couldn't say no because it seemed like she was already making up her mind.
Right.
But
that brings up a good point, though, because when you are in the workplace and you're dating, whether it's going great or not,
mm-hmm.
One person can feel so different about the whole relationship, or more excited than you are, and want to tell 15 people, and you're like, but hold up, I'm not ready for all of this to come out yet,
right?
Or whatever it may be. Like, that could be a whole nother thing.
It could have turned out differently. I'll tell you that.
If it didn't work out and they mad, now they putting bad press out on you at work. Mm-hmm. Because they, trying to get people more in their corner than in yours. I mean, it could be either or.
Yeah, it could have got real ugly real quick. And like I said, this is not a Saturday night, I'm having a good time with little darling. This is my job. This is my career. And like I say, I was right there at the top and, down to the last 4 years. And so it worked out. It really, really did. I wished him well. As far as I know, I would hope that they're still happily married and everything. I think the angels were around me during that time. that era in my life. So, and always have been. Now, second scenario, true story. Ooh, some things you need to be mindful about.
So you don't have stories when you don't be dating people at work. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Well,
Right. Well, I mean, everyone doesn't, and
No, I
everyone
know.
shouldn't. You know, it's not for everybody. Sometimes you don't choose who you fall in love with.
Right.
You know what I mean? I did not know it was going to be the water guy. I did not know it was going to be the electrician guy. You
Right.
just do. You know, there she is with Mikey. But what happened? Another sea story, but I'm far. It's Desert Storm. I'm not bored, but I had a
But
lot.
bored.
I had some time, some free time on my hands, and it was Liberty and an event. So there was a person on the ship who, she's looking at me and I'm looking at her. She winked, I winked, like hey, and. So to accelerate things, so things went from 2 to 4 to ridiculous. Like, really, did you really sleep with her? Well, here's the pinch. This is what you don't do, and we pay for every lesson we get. If you are going to be with somebody, more or less a coworker, or more or less having a liaison that you shouldn't be having, make sure that the person has as much to lose as you do.
That's true.
Understand what I'm saying? We got together. I returned. They were nice enough to bring me back to San Diego, right where they picked me up at. My loved one was on the pier, and she didn't feel too good about that because we were having fun,
On the ship,
in Hong Kong and everything, right? So how they call it, my Westpac babe.
So you were cheating then?
When you say cheat,
If you had somebody waiting for you,
it
then you
just
were
has-
dating somebody and
has
you was
such
on,
a negative
you
connotation.
were on the ship cheating.
I was
Period.
Well,
I'm just saying.
so here's the danger with that. I was her upline. I really was wrong, and here it is. She felt some kind of way, but when we went back to the real world, and you get off that ship and you go back to your wife, your husband, your sweetheart, or whoever you're messing with, and everyone was there to, with flowers and hugging and, taking photos, and I went back to my life, and she was like, basically, like, what about us? What us? It was no us. We did a Westpac, and we came back.
That's so Jack.
But what was bad though,
Jack.
it was Jack. It really was. But the thing is, she didn't receive the news too well, and I felt not threatened, but I realized the error of my ways was quite apparent.
Yeah.
Because had she got really nasty and said something really wrong to the right person, I was senior to her and very senior to her, and she could have just been having fun.
Yeah.
So that definitely died of natural causes, and I wound up getting orders, to another duty station. But I learned a lot from that because I was like, how one of the questions we were asking you, one, have you ever had, an affair or connected with a coworker? Was it successful, and would you do it again?
Right.
Whew. Would not
So you
do
would
that.
not do
I
that?
would no. I would not do no. Again, the angel saved me. Okay. Third and final. I was how do I put this? I was seeing this person, and a long time ago. So again, my past had come upon me again. I'm now at a new duty station, and of all the people who came to be part of the crew, she was one of them. And I hadn't seen her in years. She hadn't seen me, but just the look that she and I gave each other, like, I'm thinking this is not going to be a good fit.
Did you all leave on bad terms though?
Yeah.
The first time? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's not gonna be a good fit.
I really believe when somebody say, well, did you do her wrong? Well, one can make the argument that I could have been a better partner. But in any event, I ran into an ex. She wound up being in my crew, and I felt just as uncomfortable as she did. So through the magic And with the help of the angels, I got a set of orders, and I didn't stay there long. And I just don't know how that would have worked out, because I do think she had some anger there. And you don't want to have a conversation with somebody when 8 years ago you broke my heart, and where's that ring, and you left me in Norfolk, Virginia. Oh no, no, we ain't doing that.
Right.
No, not when I'm the leading chief. I am not going to review our love affair, okay, as ugly as it had ended, right? So the point of today's conversations is, the workplace romances. There's a lot of them out there. We asked the question again. Have you ever had one? How did it work out for you? Did you enjoy it? And would you do it again? The fourth one, I'm sliding in now. Like, what did you learn from it? What did you learn from it? Because never say never, but you ain't got to worry about me in that lineup. So many things could have happened worse than they did.
Yeah.
The most dramatic one is the first one I told you about, but it was just the fact he was a good guy.
Well, when you said earlier, like don't date the boss, that's part of it. Like the boss would have more to lose mainly than the other person for the most part.
Right. Not always, but and it happens every day.
Yeah.
And some women and men, I think sometimes they go straight forward. Like you can't do nothing for my career. You can't do me, but you can promote me. We having lunch and I'm sitting on your lap.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes they're targets.
Yeah. And
we don't want to say they are, but yeah, they're
as
targets.
Bosses, you have to recognize that.
Yes.
Like every wink ain't about somebody thinking you cute, or whatever the case may be. Somebody trying to get ahead on something, or even set you up.
Right. Exactly. Wait a minute. Again, the things that you learn later on in my career, and I got this wonderful. I'm out the Navy years ago now, but I'm middle management. Then I get promoted to senior management. So by chance, I wound up having 9 females work for me. 3/4 of my office was glass. I made sure that the door was always unlocked or open. I would not look. If you came to my office, I make sure that she's sitting all the way on the other side of my desk. You'll never say I looked at you, I touched you, I licked my lips. None of that.
Right.
And it's everyone can see.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because at this time, my career, I got promoted up, and I'm really taking my professional future very seriously. And anybody, even though I'm out and it's known that I'm gay, but anybody could have came and told someone else saying, well, Miss Williams was, winking at me, or she always invited me to lunch. And guess what? The little heifer was inviting me to lunch. I'm like, no, we don't do lunch. We get together as a group, as a team.
If we doing lunch, we all
doing lunch. That's right. I bought 3 pizzas for everybody.
Exactly.
Okay? Oh, no, you will not. I ain't going down like that.
And like I said, we have to recognize that. But even with students, because I work with a lot of students, they come in, I'm like, look, we're going to be out in the open talking. We it's personal, but it's, we're in a little corner, but everybody can see the corner. So, I don't play that either.
Right. And yeah, you are definitely out at work, and you look much younger than you are. I mean, a lot of people are hard pressed to really, like Rosa's 50 years old and has 2 children and happily married, yay, so, but they see you, some of them probably think you're a student.
Yeah.
Half of them do, but you don't know what's in the heart of these people. Somebody can just be in a bad place and felt like sharing it with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, so with that, we just wanted to have that conversation today, because I've seen people get themselves in a pickle, in a bad situation over workplace romances.
Yeah.
So as Rosa and I, talk about some of our history and the things we've learned, and remember, we always say, you don't get the value of the lesson until you get through it. You get it at the end.
Yeah.
You don't. Because if you had the lesson and the knowledge in the beginning, you wouldn't even have gone down that path.
Right.
So we just want to tell you guys, be careful, be mindful, be respectful, and be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
But also just have the forethought to just say, like, hey, you ain't got to walk through every open door.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And don't forget, it is your career, and consider what may go wrong. with this workplace romance. Cause there y'all are, kissing in the storeroom and, getting hot for each other at lunchtime. And, do you really need all that nonsense at work?
Right.
Just come on and do your job,
And then at 5 o'clock, just go ahead and kiss all you want to.
Right.
That doesn't.
But not in the parking lot where everyone can see you. I'll meet you at the Drop-In Hotel. What do you want me to do? Drop
just
in.
Come on over. If it's an open relationship, just come on over.
Right.
Like nobody
Look,
needs to.
Oh, here's the top key to my apartment.
She is too
Personal
much.
joke. The top key, baby.
She too much.
So, how do we end this today, babe?
Yeah, just let them know if you are dating someone in the workplace, just be careful.
Please.
And evaluate it. Like
Yes.
Sharyn was saying, if you got more to lose, then I
they
don't know
do.
how you gonna break the news, but you might want to consider backing out easy with that one. If you have nothing to lose and the other person do, girl, have fun.
And we didn't even talk about the
Have fun.
the triangle, like you involved with somebody at work, but you also got a wife or a husband or a lover at home. Ooh. Y'all
When
too
that
much.
person come up to the job,
Right.
it is not.
Wait a minute. They come to bring you lunch. We find out you already out to lunch.
Yep.
I hate when that happens.
Exactly.
So,
So, like I said, if you have less to lose than that person, have fun.
Yeah.
If you have more to lose, you might want to back out.
Don't do
if
that.
you haven't dated anybody at work, probably you don't want to. But let us know. Let us know if you all have. And I would
think
love to
about
hear
it
your
and think
stories.
about it hard, and deeply, So until next time,
We're wishing you the very best of all good things. Stay safe. Love you.